unique New York.
Some shun sunshine. Do you shun sunshine? What you got, Martin?
Oh, tip of the tongue, teeth, and lips.
Ah, nice.
Cool.
School of Rock reference.
All right. UFC Fight Night Hernandez versus Pereira.
Wow.
I went both ways there. First fight of the night. Okay, first off, this I think is going to cause us to create a new segment on the show where we say who from each card should be let go from the UFC.
It's an easy pick this week.
Yeah. Both of them. But seriously though. You get rid of both of them.
Yeah. That was rough.
Yeah,
rough
Austin Lane, I think that was his 5th or 6th fight even in the UFC, his first win. Robelis Despain, third fight in the UFC, pardon me. He's 1-2. Has cardio for about 2 seconds. And then Austin Lane, you can't finish a guy who is like exhausted in front of you and can't do anything. I think they both should get let go. That's my thoughts.
Yeah. No, I'm 100% in agreement with you. And I want to talk about this a little later on because I think this card was I've got a theme tonight for the card, and unfortunately it's not a good one. But yeah, at some point we got to come to the realization that some of these folks are not cut to be here. And in addition, the term elite striker doesn't seem to mean shit at heavyweight. Like elite striker means something at these lighter weights when you have these guys that are a little more athletic, a little more explosive, a little more able to kind of move in and out, utilize their skill sets. But at this weight, unless you're able to move your body around in the ways that would be considered an elite striker, you're just throwing hands like everybody else.
I agree. MMA is a much different sport than Taekwondo. Was it Taekwondo or karate that he came from?
Taekwondo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, when you have like, it is weird that at this weight, that skill kind of doesn't matter. The skill gap, it almost is irrelevant. When you have a guy like Mick Parkin who could beat the shit out of Robelis Despain, you know what I mean? You have like a Olympic or world champion Taekwondo guy, and then you got Mick Parkin, a fat guy from the UK, who can just piece Robelis Despain up. It's weird. It's very weird. But clearly he can't hang, even in the striking, with average strikers. He can't grapple, and he has cardio for less than a round. So I think there's only one thing to do with him. Yeah, maybe you give Austin Lane another fight if he has more left on his contract, just because he's probably hype on getting a win. But
definitely don't want to re-sign that guy.
No, don't re-sign him. All right, go through the next three pretty quickly. Yep, Martin.
What was that?
What you got to say on this next fight?
Let's see. Another amazing performance by Melissa Martinez and Alice Ardelin. Fight was a lot closer I thought it was going to be for some reason, but that's women's MMA for you. 30-27 across all cards is a little suspect. I thought Alice Ardelin at least took one. Mm-hmm. Obviously that liver shot should have ended everything, but Keith Peterson fumbled the bag on that one.
So they were saying it wasn't. They were saying the commission gave Keith Peterson because at first I was like, what the fuck, Keith? What are you doing? You're much better than that. What the fuck? And then the commentary team clarified that the commission gave him 2 options: to stop the fight and judge it based up to that point, or to continue the fight. So he chose to continue the fight.
That's just fair.
Yeah.
That came up later on in the card, too. There was another fight that ended up in a similar circumstance, right? Was that the Charles Jourdain fight?
Charles Johnson.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Or no, it was the Jake Hadley fight. that one had that really strange. There was an eye poke at one
Eye poke.
point. Somebody
Hadley
got a
poked
point
him in.
taken.
I think Hadley poked him like 4 times.
Yeah, because he had the warning in round 1, and then they were talking all that shit in between as they were giving him the time.
Then he took
And
a
then
point.
the round 2, it was really bad.
Yeah.
And then they were talking about judging that fight based on the 2 rounds or whatever, kind of however that
Word.
situation ended, when it ended. So
Should have just
Weird,
gave him
weird
the TKO like they gave to Chris Weidman.
ooh,
That fucking eye poke TKO, first in UFC history. What a pioneer!
Triple eye poke and then finish.
Yeah.
It was like the first eye poke combination. It was like right,
Yeah.
left. And it was like,
Yeah,
the guy's
yeah,
just like, then Weidman's like, fucking beat his ass.
My God. All right,
uh,
up the card.
yeah, Jessica Penne, Elise Reed.
You guys better not trash the GOAT, Elise Reed, dude.
Oh man, tell
She's
me
the
more.
GOAT. She's the
Respect.
GOAT of the women's strawweight division.
Mm,
It's not just because she's from New Jersey. She
Okay.
beat the shit out of Jessica Penne.
mm.
If there was a 4th round, I could see her probably getting a finish in round 4. But I mean, I even said it in the predictions video. I said she's shown flashes of like being able to put together strong combinations, and she actually kind of did it in this fight. Penne kind of just like tried to control her and take her down in round 1. Round 2, she, Elise Reed started to actually put some damage on her. And I'll be honest, I didn't really watch too much of round 3, but Elise Reed beat the shit out of her in round 2. If she can like continue with that confidence in the UFC, because she has a stronger frame than most strawweights, and she she seems to have actually decent striking. So if she can ride that confidence and just know that she can hurt people and possibly get finishes, I think that would serve her well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I honestly thought it was a good performance, and she is the GOAT of the strawweight division.
Dang.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
Jocelyn Edwards finally gets a finish.
Yeah.
Yep.
Finally gets a finish.
Yeah.
It's just a little 4-pound admittance, no big deal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Dude,
Oh, she missed weight? I missed that.
She came in at 139.
Oh,
Yeah.
Martin, do you
That's
think
rough.
she goes into the wagon category?
yeah, 100%. Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
that was already like established.
Definitely. Did you hear Brendan Fitzgerald?
The power wagon.
Brendan Fitzgerald like kind of made the rest of the commentary crew speechless. Jocelyn Edwards is like pushing Vidal against the cage, and you could just see the backside with a lot of motion back there. And
A lot of
Brendan
motion.
Fitzgerald
What's all
was
that
like,
motion?
"What's all that motion back there?" And Brendan Fitzgerald was like, "Well, clearly, she's got the size advantage. Clearly, the bigger body."
Jesus.
And there was like silence on the commentary team for like seconds, and Dominic Cruz, I think, was like, "Yep, you said it, not me."
Dude, see, that's one of those moments where John Anik comes in with a perfectly timed Modelo commercial and nobody even thinks about it.
Yep. Brendan Fitzgerald, I haven't liked him from the beginning. He's kind of grown on me just because he's like, he's a little funny. Like
He's just saying shit, dude.
he has his moments, but
He reminds me of what was it, fucking Mark Goldberg?
Mm-hmm.
Mike Goldberg.
Mike
Yep.
Goldberg, yeah, a little bit.
And it's all over.
No, wait. How many
Good night,
times has
Irene.
Goldberg?
Oh, that's that other guy.
Dude,
from,
Goldberg did that so many times. It's all. Oh, wait, hold on. Man. All right. Tamiris Vidal goes on the list of fighters from this card who should be let go.
Yep.
That's another one. Another one.
Oh man, Brad Katona and Jean Matsumoto. I made this pick. I continue to ride the Brad Katona hate wagon for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't changed for me. It's not any different. I still think he's underwhelming in
Fun
every
fight. It was fun.
game.
I don't know. He's had 2 exciting fights in a row.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
sure, but exciting, and you still lose them though.
Sure, against John Matsumoto. I mean,
Yes.
16-0 now.
I mean, sure. Big jump in talent potentially
And
from what
Katona
he's been
seemed
facing.
to make it a tough fight for a guy who hadn't really had any tough fights up until that point. I give credit to people who can do that, you know.
Yeah, that's fair.
But for sure, like Katona's got to get some wins, dude.
We got to do something different.
Yeah.
And the game plan, again, you know, I don't know if it's SBG's fault. I don't know if it's Brad Katona's fault.
It's definitely SPG's fault.
It's
when have a fighter other than Conor McGregor done well from there?
It's true.
Johnny Walker got significantly worse training at SBG.
His chin got softer.
Dude, they fucked him up. They fucked him up. Yo, I trained at the first SBG in Portland when I went there recently. My buddy's a black belt over there, so we did like a randori type class. It was fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man.
Jean Matsumoto though, he's looking promising.
He is.
I have to watch the fight back, to be honest. I didn't really watch it very closely. I was like on my way up to a buddy's house. But I'm excited to watch that one back because from what I was looking at here and there, it looked entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think for the future of Jean Matsumoto? What do you think? What did you like? Did you see anything that you particularly were impressed with?
Obviously, really good striking, landing big shots. All that good stuff.
Did they get into many grappling exchanges?
I don't believe so.
No, you guys didn't watch it either?
Not really.
All right. That's fair. It is a Brad Katona fight.
It was a Brad Katona fight.
I liked it, man.
Next one. This was also like in between when I was watching. I started watching seriously at the main card. But I did see Asu Almabayev drop Nicolau in the third round.
Mm-hmm. No, that wasn't a bad fight actually either.
What? Did you watch that one, dude?
I thought you guys were trying to like talk shit to me because I was trying to protect
100%.
Almabayev.
It was pretty terrible.
Nicolau sucks. Yeah, no, 100%. If you're saying he's number 7, I don't think you.
When you think about the best in the world, you really should be seeing such levels of inactivity. Everybody in the UFC should be at a certain level, but at the same time, it's like,
all right, well,
there's a lot of fucking starry ass performances out there, dude, where they just don't fucking do anything.
I want to look up the stats from this fight.
So the first round, between both of them, they threw 14 strikes, no takedown attempts.
That's really bad. What about round 2?
Round 2. 11 strikes and 12 strikes, respectively. 1 takedown attempt, or 1 takedown. So that was his 1.
What about control time in round 2?
It doesn't show.
Okay. Probably.
And then round 3, we had 35 and 21 strikes.
There we go.
With seven significant strikes from one side, 1 significant strike from the other, and that's where the 1 knockdown came in.
Yeah, that's bad.
It's tough.
That's bad. That sounds like a Makayev fight.
Ooh.
It does. Very low significant strikes until round 3 where something happens. Whatever. I mean, listen. Whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Hell yeah.
Listen. Mateus Nicolau was ranked number 7. Asu Almabayev was ranked number 14, if I'm not mistaken. Mateus Nicolau has fought a lot of the best guys in the division because there are some guys who are good and exciting. Give Asu Almabayev someone who's going to make it an exciting fight.
I mean, that's not that hard in the top 10 even of that division.
You know what sucks, though, is like a person that would make that a really fun fight, he would suck all the fun out of it. That's why these people suck to fight.
No, I don't think so, dude. Like, okay, so Kai Kara France, he doesn't have a matchup right now, does he? Because
he's back up for the title.
Okay, well, which means he's not going to fight. I think that's what you do. Kai Kara is like the anti-wrestler of the division. Dude, he fucked up, what was that deaf dude who, the deaf wrestler? You know who
No.
I'm talking about? Fuck, what was that dude's
Oh, hold
name?
on.
But he was like
Yes.
wrestle fucking everybody, and then he fought Kai Kara, and Kai defended the takedowns and fucked him up. He did the same.
Amir Albat, no, not
He did the
Amir
same.
Albat.
No, he did the same thing with Amir Albazi. Like Albazi,
I-
like technically won that fight, but I remember thinking Kai won it.
100% me too.
But Kai is
I was
sort of
pissed.
like the guy who, like, it doesn't matter if the guy's a boring grappler. Kai is gonna defend the takedowns and make it fun.
Mhm.
So I think put him up against Kai next, then and he's got to be forced to like do something exciting.
I mean, I think Kai finishes him.
I hope so.
I think Kai would finish him.
I think
pretty
he does
easily.
too. If he went 1 for 6 on takedowns against Nicolau, he's not taking Kai down.
Was it against Askarov?
Askarov, yeah. Askarov, yeah.
Yep. And then he knocked out Cody Garbrandt right before that.
Hell yeah.
But everybody knocks out Cody Garbrandt because they
That was a
should.
fun one. I love those fights, dude. A good
Yeah.
Cody Garbrandt knockout, like, it's fucking tough.
But all of these wrestler guys who like wrestle everybody and have just like that smushing style, Kai just doesn't let it happen. So I think I'd like to see that.
Yeah. Man, main card. This is where it actually got to be pretty fun.
Yeah, good main
Oh,
card.
Martin's already hating.
There's that word fun again.
There's that word fun again,
There's
man.
that word. There's that
There's
word.
that word fun again. This was a fun one. Darren Elkins, Daniel Pineda was a great
Oh
fight.
yeah, dude, 100%. That was probably the best fight of the night. Actually,
We got that
There's-
one
There's
right,
3 good
I
fights.
think.
Yeah, the
That was a
damage.
blast. Poor Daniel Pineda, man. Hey, good on him for knowing when it's time to call it a day. Can't blame him there. That was a rough 3 rounds for Daniel Pineda.
Yeah.
I think up until this point we only got 1 pick wrong.
I think so far.
Yeah.
We picked Rubelas to Spain,
Yeah, that was our only wrong pick so far.
and then I picked Jessica Penne.
I think I did as well.
At least read the GOAT, dude.
dude.
Don't disrespect the GOAT ever again.
Dude, I will say I could have sworn both y'all picked Kyler Phillips, bro, and I was the only one that went Rob Font, the boy.
Absolutely
We
not.
could-
The lad.
Absolutely
I know
not.
I
think this video
Watch
was-
the tape.
I know
Watch
I
the
picked
tape.
Phillips, yeah. Do we want to move up the card? You guys got more to say about Elkins?
No, I don't think there was more to say. I think Darren
lot
Elkins
of-
did the
A lot
dominant.
of damage. There was a lot of damage going on.
Yeah.
That's it was a typical Darren Elkins fight. He got fight of the night for it, so good on him.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
Good. Respect for him. Next fight, I mean, so do you guys know what happened with Heastan? Did he get sick?
It was a
or-
last minute replacement.
Yeah.
Cameron Smotherland came in, I think, on 48 hours notice.
Yeah. I mean, it might have even been less than that because I swear I was looking at the card that like 24 hours before. But I don't know. I wonder what happened to Heastan. I picked him to win. So I guess technically I still got this pick right because Jake Hadley lost.
Yeah, dude, it bummed me out.
Yeah.
That one bummed me out. That was a weird fight. There was a bunch of eye pokes. It was Cameron Smotherland's debut, which was very cool. So good on him for getting into the UFC off of that. But
Did he ever win in the Contender Series?
I don't know.
Because I feel like the last name sounds
I didn't
familiar.
recognize him, but that doesn't mean anything necessarily.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a quick look. Cameron Smotherman.
Yeah, decent fight though.
He's
decent
now
fight.
he's now
Jake
12
Hadley
and 4.
just refused to adapt at all.
Yeah.
Just kept that jabbing backwards. His low kicks were pretty good, but other than that, it was kind of not the best performance. I think the change of opponent fucked with him
Yeah,
quite a bit.
yeah.
I'm
He probably
sure,
had a game plan specific to Heat
I'm
stand,
sure he was probably ready to grapple a lot.
which is why I'm like, why didn't he grapple more in this fight? It's
Well,
like,
he,
dude,
his
he's
offensive.
coming in on 2 days' notice. Because Hadley's amateur career, bro, he was using a lot of grappling, and he had a very grapple-heavy style.
Yeah, but I don't
So
think
it's
his
like-
offensive wrestling is very good. Let's see. Smotherman lost on the Contender Series,
Okay,
Take that
interesting,
motherfucker down, dude.
I believe.
dude. Well,
Yeah, he
crazy
lost.
comeback then, brother. Good on you.
He lost to ground and pound in 1 minute.
Ooh.
on the Contender
Let's go.
Series back in 2023. Dude,
Let's go.
good
See, why didn't Hadley take him down, bro?
I don't know, but good shit on Smotherman for like getting better
Yeah.
and now getting a win in the UFC. That's pretty cool.
A good win too. Hadley was coming off a good win. So.
Yeah, I don't know. Do we think we give Hadley some time outside of the UFC to get, because he's still young, but he's been losing
You
a
want to Brad
bunch.
Katona him?
That was
Yeah, Brad Katona him. Let
Put
him
on
let him
Fighter
go, and
Season
then
37.
let him get some. If he goes on a 3 or 4 fight win streak outside the UFC, fucking Brandon Moreno him. You know, do whatever.
Yes.
Like,
I'm
I
mad
think
at
I
it.
think it'd be good for him.
Yeah.
What's
No.
our next fight on the CAD?
Oh man.
Charles
This one,
Johnson,
I
Sumidarji.
had this going the other way. I
How?
watched this one
How?
and still think it should have gone the other way.
How, dude? Charles Johnson won that. Clearly.
No, Charles Johnson just held him against the fence.
Nah, wrong.
I picked Charles Johnson, so I think he won. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
if you were to ask me, you know, off the record, I think the other dude hit the better shots too.
Yeah.
It's like,
Dude,
I'm
if
just-
you
just gotta keep it.
okay,
100,
listen.
Dude, you know?
All right, here's where we got to talk about something. So
Uh-huh.
Sumidarji, I agree with you. His shots were clearly the more impactful ones, like were being felt more and were doing a little more damage. At 0 point in that fight was Charles Johnson hurt or in trouble. At no point.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Sure.
you know what I mean? It's not like we're like, oh my God, Sumidarji had him hurt and Charles Johnson was just like
No.
landing soft shots the whole time. Sumidarji never had him, Charles in trouble the entire fight.
Yeah.
So that argument out the window. Charles Johnson was the aggressor.
He wobbled him at one point.
He wobbled him at
He
one
did.
point. He was landing better combinations. He was trying more things. Sumidarji was trying to survive the pressure of Charles. Meanwhile, Charles didn't really like. Sumidarji wasn't necessarily in crazy danger at any point either, but Sumidarji was the one backing up, trying to get away from the pressure and trying to defend the takedowns. Like when you're the guy who's pressing forward the entire time, landing combinations, and you're like mixing in trying to take the guy down, you clearly won the fight. That's my rant.
Okay. All right, well,
I'll give that one to you. Like I said, we all picked Charles Johnson to win, bro. He brought it home. Dude, the purple shorts, I like the purple shorts.
Yeah.
Coming
Yeah, I
out
do.
tough, dude. Let's
Yeah.
go.
I do like Charles Johnson. I enjoy watching him fight, but I also genuinely thought Sumidarji didn't do enough to win any of those rounds.
dang.
So,
Well, there you go.
I mean, landing 3 to 5 semi-impactful shots per round is not enough to win a fight.
Hey, man, he landed 75 shots.
Yeah,
and
but
they
not
counted
all of them.
almost all of them as significant.
But I was watching that fight actually more carefully, sitting on a couch watching it.
Mm.
There were like 3 to 5 times during the entire fight where I was like, oh, that one was decent. But other than that,
Hell yeah.
not much.
Rob Font versus Kyler Phillips.
He got it
Fight of
done.
the night, I
He
think.
got it done.
You got it done, dude. And something has to be said about Kyler Phillips' gas tank, bro. He just popped for steroids, man.
Yeah,
All I'm saying is maybe the juice is loose. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
juice might be loose. But he's got great hair. And
Yeah, his
very,
hair is
and very,
fantastic.
and very feminine
Very pretty,
features.
very pretty fella.
Yeah. So that's not. Those are usually like. That's not the case with people who are on the juice.
Maybe it's the opposite effect now because, like, you know, his body's trying to still compensate by like pumping estrogen into his body, dude, because it's used to all that artificial steroids in his body. I'm not more plates, more dates, dude, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
Sure.
But anyways,
Anyway,
he
yeah.
gassed out in 2 rounds and then essentially just got beat up. You know, Rob
Yeah.
Font was giving him the business.
Yeah.
Some good grappling exchanges in there.
Really good scrambles.
Mm-hmm.
Fun stuff.
These guys are at the top of the division. Kyler Phillips, I don't
100%.
think. Kyler Phillips, you got to drop a couple numbers for that, which
Yeah.
I think would put him outside. He was number 12, was he?
I think so.
I think that drops him down to 14 or 15.
Yeah.
And Font was 7. I think he probably stays his place.
Font was 10.
10, stay his place.
10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe go up one spot, but
It's not a huge win, but it was certainly an up-and-comer, right? It was stopping somebody from making a run.
yeah.
And also breaking his own loss streak,
Very cool. I did pick Kyler Phillips in the prediction video, although I did say like I was really hoping that Font would win. And he got it done pretty tight. On to the main event.
Oh,
dude, what?
Dude.
I called it in the exactly how it was gonna win when I was talking about Fluffy Hernandez.
Yeah.
None of us had dude, forgive us for not knowing that Michelle Pereira was gonna gas out in one exchange and then just do nothing.
Yeah.
Like forgive us for not knowing that, because that's what we all said is like, yo, he's gonna have some opportunities to cause some big damage. And this dude, maybe Fluffy's that good, man. That pressure, and then having to worry about so much, because the way he was mixing up his boxing with his takedowns was hella dope.
Yeah.
Against the cage. And you got to respect him for pursuing damage and motion and not really holding a certain position for too long. He was really flowing to get a dominant position to inflict damage or to hump a sub. So, fucking good performance. He's another really good guy to have that middleweight right now.
Yep.
Yeah, what were their rankings going into it?
14 and 15. 13 and 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
With Hernandez was at 14.
13.
He was at 13. Okay. I mean, that was a great performance. I mean, we all kind of were under the impression that Pereira's cardio was suspect, but that was like crazy levels of like adrenaline dump, or you know what I mean? Like one round, having cardio for only one round is wild.
Right. So
one exchange.
I've got a big problem with this. I've got a problem with this, and it came across, and this is the theme of the night for me, I think, is people. I don't know if it's a conditioning problem. I don't know if it's a ventilation problem, but we can't have elite athletes in the top of their division not have the conditioning to be able to perform for the entirety of their sport.
Yeah, I don't.
That to me is an unacceptable thing where it's like, maybe that's not even his fault. Maybe that's his coach's fault, because they're like, oh man, you're kickboxing, you're doing jiu-jitsu, whatever. That's all the cardio you need. You're getting your heart rate up. That doesn't work like that. When we're in a fight, when you're doing, rolling, whatever, your heart rate spikes, but spiking your heart rate doesn't help your conditioning at all. It's got to be sustained at a slightly lower level. So unless these guys are doing other shit, running, biking, something, they're not actually getting the conditioning they need. And then you get guys like Michelle Pereira who are basically hoping that it's going to end in the first.
Yeah, that's like their whole bet.
If it doesn't, he's not ready. He's not ready.
His style is a reflection of that, clearly.
Yeah. That can't happen at the elite levels of the sport. Also, you have to have the ability to do the entire thing.
For sure. And there's things like they have tools like the UFC PI and things like that.
100%.
They can go there and even if they don't want to like train there for every fight camp, you go there for a little bit, you get an idea of what you need to be doing to be operating at your best, and you take that back to your camps with you. But what do you like? I mean, Pereira is one of these guys who, I mean, it was crazy that he ever made welterweight because he's a big middleweight.
He's huge. Yeah.
So I think he's still cutting a lot of weight even to get to middleweight, and I think that has a lot to do with it. But it's weird because there have been fights before where he was able to strike and defend grappling effectively for multiple rounds. So I don't, is it just, he was worried about the takedown and submission threat in this particular fight, and had him a little more anxious, because having anxiety during a fight can drain your cardio like crazy. So maybe he was particularly nervous about this matchup. Who knows what it is, but
rough loss, big KO.
Rough loss.
Yeah,
that cut was really bad too.
Yeah.
Yeah, did that happen in the fourth when he got
Yeah, it was at the
finished?
end. It was right
Yeah.
when the fight ended. It was just the biggest cut over his eyelid.
Yeah.
Gnarly.
Man,
But yeah,
Man,
Hernandez is good,
good on
man.
Hernandez though.
I think
Holy cow.
I think he deserves someone in the top 10. Yeah, I think he deserves someone in the top 10.
100%.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, his pressure looked great. His ability to mix it up and to strike and grapple and kind of do all of the things that are required of an MMA athlete.
Yeah.
Did it 100%. 100%.
Yeah, he's impressive, and now like has passed that. He's passed tests of other good grapplers. He's passed pretty much every test that shows that his style and the way he likes to get it done can work against pretty much everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is really, really cool. Something that you want to see in guys in the top 10 who can really make their style work for whatever style they're going up against.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, overall, it wasn't a terrible card. We got the emergence of the GOAT, Elise Reed. Excited to see.
Ton of decisions.
Excited to see that.
That's the only downside.
Yeah,
Not a lot of
definitely a bunch of
finishes.
decisions. We got a couple guys who we think should take some time away from the UFC.
Take some time to get better because a lot of them fucking suck for where they're at in the best in the world, bro.
In the case of Despain, I don't think he's gonna get better. I think Despain.
He doesn't need
37.
I don't think he's gonna have success in the sport of MMA. To be honest, it's cool that he was really successful in Taekwondo, but I just
doesn't translate.
I don't see it for him in MMA. And I listen. I'm one to talk. I've had success in most of the martial arts except for MMA. So I don't know. I kind of feel like sometimes people just aren't meant for a certain sport, and I think maybe Despain just might be one of those guys.
Yeah.
100%. All right, that was a good one, boys.
Cool.
Yeah.
Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Follow.